So have any of you guys ever wondered why it seems like only in the sport of physique enhancement that everybody is always trying to force stress on their body? Meaning that they are training as hard as they possibly can 365 days a year. They are always trying to do more cardio, always trying to diet harder, eat less, train harder, and all of these things. Whereas in any professional sport, nobody does that to their bodies. I mean, think about it. If you are a physique athlete and you're constantly trying to force an adaptation, there's a reason why your athletic career or your time being a physique athlete is short-lived. That's because you have applied so much stress that you never took the time to actually recover from that. So is it any surprise that the majority of physique athletes find themselves in a state of being overreached or overstressed? I don't think it is. If you look at it in terms of professional athletes and how they train, how they systematically, kind of go through these seasons, physique athletes don't do anything like that in most cases. Now, if you have an educated coach and they're kind of approaching this from the state of being a professional athlete, then likely you're in good hands. However, the majority of you likely are competing endless amount of times per year, and then you find yourself at the end of the year feeling completely empty, exhausted. I have absolutely nothing left. Every single metabolic and hormonal process is completely suppressed, and you really don't know where to go, and the only thing that you can visually think of to get you back on track is competing in another show. Because NFL is going on right now, I'm going to compare physique athletics and competitions to the NFL season. Okay, I played football my entire life. There was always a season where you were trained to go ham in that season. You were trained to prioritize recovery. You are trained to take 6, 7, 8 months off in the off season to improve, to come back better than ever. Why is it that in physique sport people have a tendency to want to compete year round? Let me go ahead and create a very clear picture for you guys. In the Olympics, they compete once every 4 years. What do you think they're doing for 3 years and 51 weeks? Like, they're preparing for that 1 week of competition. What do you think they do in the NFL? They're competing, or they're playing ball for 15 to 16 weeks. If they get into the playoffs, they go to the playoffs. If they go to the Super Bowl, they go to the Super Bowl. Shout out to the New England Patriots, currently the best team in the NFL. Sorry for those of you who don't agree with me. However, comment down below, let me know what you think. But there's a reason why this season is only 4 months long. It's because they beat the hell out of themselves so badly during the season. Contact sport, endless sprints, lifting weights, up early. Like, they have to be able to recover from that. So how do they do that? They establish guidelines around the season. Season is 16 weeks long. If you're good enough to get to the playoffs, you get to the playoffs. If you're good enough to go to the Super Bowl, you go to the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, nobody watches football anymore. After the Super Bowl, all those athletes are spending time trying to recover to come back better the next year and have an even better performance on the field. So don't you think that it would be wise, at least in my opinion, to do the same thing in physique sport? Have yourself picked out, as many shows as you want within a short time period. So those of us who are coaches, we know that we can peak athletes at different times to make sure that they're coming in better and better and better kind of as the season goes on. However, if you're educated, you will keep those shows close together. Meaning that if I had a client that competed, like, let's just say March 1st, right? March, I might try to find them another show in the middle of March. Then I might try to find them another show maybe at the beginning of April or something like that. Keep those shows close together and then get what you can get out of the season. Hold on a second, I got an ambulance driving past. Oh, it's actually a police officer. Anyway, get those athletes to experience the best season they've ever had. Bring their best, see what they're capable of, and then pull them out of the season. The season's over with. Now it's time to get back to the drawing board. It's time to change up your training program or just continue to improve your training program. Time to take the cardio away. Time to take the stress off of you. Time to feed you more calories so that you can build the muscle that you need to come back and have an even stronger season next year. In closing, what I want to remind you guys is that when you force metabolic adaptation, when you force hormonal adaptation, you are really limiting your ability to get as lean as you need to get to show up as competitive as you can show up on the day of the competition. There's a reason why the most educated dieters are showing up in the best condition. And typically the people who are pushing the hardest, applying the most stress, typically find themselves backstage kind of looking around thinking, did I just not work hard enough? Because like, man, I've never seen glutes like that. You know, I've never seen striation like that. Is the reason that I'm not in that first call out, is it because I didn't work hard enough? And in most cases, the answer to that question is going to be no. It's because you weren't proactive in your thinking process. It's because you didn't systematically, think about how you're going to prep for the show. It's because likely you overemphasized the stress when you should have overemphasized the recovery. Thank you guys so much for checking out that video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. My name is William Grazione, owner of Metabolic Evolution. Talk to you later. Bye.